to get off topic, but I was speaking about, the things I predicted in the song. If you watch the last post, um, and friends of mine is like, hey, go deeper, man. Go deeper to try to pull, these kids that idolize these rappers and idolize these musicians and these entertainers. Go deeper into what, you know, I touched on the surface of why I fell back from that industry, but they're like, yo, go deeper into the mud, man, and tell these kids what it is. So this is why I do my channel for young adults, and I'm gonna tell you guys, um, look at the cemetery, man. It's like it's it's overflowing with dead rappers, man. Overflowing with dead rappers. And me, I was at a point where, like I said, I had to protect myself, be my own security. My friends risking their freedom, I'm risking my freedom. Whatever little freedom we have, I don't want to be in a cage I will be in a cage for protecting myself, but I don't want to be in a cage um, for something that is just demonic anyway. It's like it really didn't make much sense to me to, you know, people gonna hate regardless. People hate me now for whatever reasons, but I walk with my head held high, and I'm not. I'm all the way legit. So if it does come my way, then I handle it how I handle it. You know what I mean? And you see the hat that I'm rocking, and I'll get into that, a little later. But it didn't make sense for me to gun down another brother, um, because he's feeling insecure because his music career is not going the way he expected to go. He's not getting the attention that I'm getting. His friends is in love with my music. It was like um the viral boozy hypnotized by hatred. You know, it's a lot of us that go through that. You know what I mean? I drop, and I'm not bragging on my, you know, I love my accolades, but I walked away from it. So don't think, oh, I'm really into that. Like, like I don't regret anything. This is what I'm saying. And I dropped none by far like 5 classic projects like in a row, which brought me to my height. I left at my height. I could have kept going, kept going, kept going. Who knows where I would be? But that's when God called me at my height. Like, you're gonna have to choose. You're gonna have to choose this road or this road. And I chose the road rocking with God. I didn't chose the fame or the glory, the money. You know what I mean? Like from 2009 to 2013, I dropped like 5 very, very well put together, well received from critics um, projects. You know, full length projects. You know what I mean? Um, that put me at a plateau that separated me from a lot of people, because I was putting in the work and quality work, and unifying with different people, which brought me to another plateau. You know what I mean? And not being afraid to be vulnerable and talk about, women or relationships or conscious stuff, like, um, or stuff I'm going through in the street. And that's what I'm saying, which I didn't hit on during the topic. That's why people tell me to go deeper. Is that when you're doing music, especially myself. I come from, I was the 80s baby and I come from the 90s era of music. I'm about being authentic as possible, so everything that I'm rapping or, you know, going through, I put it in a song, you know what I mean? And we kind of have, like a lot of artists, we kind of have one foot in the street, one foot out, you know what I mean? To taste that, being authentic, to bring forth that authenticity, and that's what make us, appeal to everyone else. Like people gotta know that you live in this, and yeah, a lot of stuff as I moved on was past tense, but a lot of stuff I was going through right in that moment, which made it just pure and raw. You know what I mean? Uncut. And that's what made it great. Like a lot of artists that we, looked up to. But as I go back to, and this is what I'm saying, it's just a death trap. It's just a rat trap that is gonna keep us from street to fame to prison. It's like a pipeline. You know what I mean? From poverty to fame, a little bit of money, um, and prison. You know what I mean? And you look at, Tupac, I'll start there, you know, and Biggie, we lost two great, you know, not just MCs, just people that were trying to feed for their family and they got caught up, they were friends or at least acquaintances that had respect for each other at one point and caused a huge war and people getting killed and they lost their lives and stuff like that and people went to prison long amount of time and messed up a lot of money for people and because it's just a demonic energy, a frequency that is being put out. So it's not even worth doing that. You know what I mean? I can keep going on. Freaky Ty, just a lot of people from different people's camps that were rappers along the way. You can talk about, Fatal Hussein, who was down with Tupac and the Outlaws, Gaddafi. Um, I know a few people died from Biggie's camp that were rappers. Freaky Ty. Um, as of late, I don't know how many Chicago artists, like young artists that were up and coming, died. Whether it was from drugs, and the overdose, the lean. You had ODB, Pimp C, uh, DJ Screw, all these Chicago rappers gunned down. And to recent, you got Pop Smoke, um, Nick Blicky, um, and then you got people that go to jail, like Shine doing 10 years, Bobby Smurda at his height, because we got one foot in the street, one foot out, and we're not, and it doesn't make people bad people, but it's just it doesn't resonate, you know what I mean? And we don't have it's best to just go all the way legit and forget that business. I'm sorry at this point. Well, I'm not sorry. Then you got, the great Nipsey Hussle, man. You know, I mean, I can't say I shed tears over Nipsey because I don't personally know him, but that was really, heartfelt, man, when he passed, man. Because I was on to his stuff years before, like at the start of his stuff, and he was very, motivational. I like that. People say, "Oh, Dre, you spiritual now. You went to God. Do you still listen?" Nah, I still listen. Hip hop. I'm more of, the 90s stuff, you know what I mean? And sprinkle a little here and there, I like hustle conscious music. That's what I like, like Nipsey Hussle, he fit right in that. I like a few Detroit artists. I like, um, Dom Kennedy. I like, um, Meek Mill on some occasions. I like, you know, uh, some New York artists. Like I said, Pop Smoke. And yeah, he was somewhat of a drill gangster, you know, and that's what I say, murder, death, kill rapper. That's what I call him. Like a lot of Chicago rappers, they're like murder, death, kill. You remember that from Demolition Man? They're like murder, death, kill rappers, lyrics. That's what they do. But yes, I listen because I want to hear what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, mute or deaf or so high up that I can't give someone a listen. I still listen to old Boston music. I still listen to some of my stuff, man. I have classics. I can't be like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to my stuff, but it's about when I choose to enter that in my body. I have to be, you know, running or working out hard, and I want to hear that frequency where it doesn't bother me. I'm not listening to it all day, getting high to it, getting drunk to it. Like you're sending out different spirits. Like when you do that, um, and if you don't have the capability or the strength to overcome that frequency, you're just gonna get lost in it. You know. But yeah, during a workout, I work out maybe 3 hours at the least. Each time, and I can listen to some music for an hour, some hip hop. I can listen to Farrakhan for an hour, and then I can listen to conspiracy theories for an hour, and that'd be my workout. Like, I don't, you know, have to be on one frequency. I'm multi-dimensional. You know what I mean? And that's what I realized about myself as I started to grow. I'm not just one-sided. I'm not, you know, and that I painted that picture in my music as well. I'm not just, from the street. I'm intelligent. You know what I mean? You can hear in the words that I spit, the things that I come up with. I love women. You know what I mean? I'm down for my friends. I'm down with loyalty. I'm not down. I'm down with the code. I'm not down with snitching if you riding all the way. So um, that's what I portrayed in my music. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's a cemetery of dead rappers, man. And I can keep going on and on. Every state, Atlanta probably got a whole bunch. What was the homie's name? Damn, he was like on the verge of blowing up, man, from Atlanta. I forget his name. Fresh something, man. I forget homie's name. I apologize, man. But R.I.P. to him, man. His friend killed him. They got into a fight. And he came out with the stick, and his friend let off on him. And Bankroll Fresh. There you go. Like he was on the verge of blowing up. You know what I mean? And he got wiped out, man, because it's just that frequency, man. You know what I mean? And it's I'd rather us be Fortune 500s, man. Why they limit us to um, rapping or dribbling a basketball or diving and catching a football, man? That's not right, man. You know, um, but there are a lot of nurses and doctors who are of color and stuff like that are not highlighted and praised as much, because the media is ran, man. The fame is not in um, people being nurses and doctors, but you can do that. You can be an engineer, man. Design one of these uh, $1 billion casinos, man, and get banked, and have multi properties, man. Be a real estate mogul. Be, like I said, Grant Cardone, man. You could be the black Grant Cardone and start, you know. And if you look at like movies like Boomerang, man, be a number one marketing agency, man. You can be an entertainment lawyer too and be able to give back. You can be um, a prosecutor and be like the spook who sat by the door, man. Just see what's going on in that world, man, and come back and help us. You know what I mean? Help people that's being racially profiled and unjust things that are happening. You know what I mean? You can definitely do that. A lot of things you can do that doesn't have to do with entertainment. You know, um, but yeah, man, that's why in during my time, my 10 years of doing music, man, I saw so many friends close by to me either know someone who lost their life or know someone who's going in and out of jail because of drug cases or gun cases, and they're just protecting themselves and either protecting themselves or they're doing illegal activity to fund their music. You know what I mean? To try to fix their circumstances. And I can't knock them. I can't knock them. But there's no sense now that I've grown. It's they're all selected, bro, and that's what I mean by going deeper. All these musicians and everything, look, they come in, they all have a cosign. They all have a cosign that ends up blowing up, and it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it, you know. Um, and now, you know, I've grown, and I thank the Most High. That's why I give all praise for getting me out of there, man, because I would have ended up severely hurting somebody that I might have liked that once, that I might have loved that once, or somebody would have severely hurt me, um, or I'd be in prison for life, for protecting myself or doing harm to different people, because that's just the frequency I was on, and that's what I say about having an out of body experience.